What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant. Man, I help you to account for your life. And today, um, pretty excited. I'm pretty excited, and so here's what we're talking about today in this excitement. What you can expect from a system. That's right. What you can expect from a system. Let me ask you a question. What is it that you are looking to accomplish in 2024? What is it that you're looking to accomplish in your life? What are you looking to accomplish in your business, in your finances, in your relationships? What are you looking to accomplish? I will let you know that when you have a system, a way of doing something that you know produces a result, then it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee that it will work. It's a guarantee. I'm just going to share with you, a few stories here about how it works and why it works. And, one of the systems that I implemented into my life that has really been a game changer for me. And, it's just amazing how, you learn things. And, like my good buddy Myron Golden says, he says, you don't get to learn anything till you do something. So the system is what you do in order to produce the result. So just a couple of days ago, I did announce that the Living Life on the Next Level book is now on Audible. If you love listening to books, I'm telling you, you want to download this book on Audible. You want to have the physical copy and you want to download the book on Audible and read with it. My good friend David Harris does the narration for me, and he does a masterful job reading this book. Like it came to life to me. Like I'm listening to it. It's my words, and I'm listening to the book, and I'm saying, "Wow!" So I just want to share something from the book, and it's in chapter. What chapter is this? It's in chapter 5, the law of create certainty. And there's a sub part of the chapter that says when systems and thinking collide. When I was doing network marketing, I remember the leaders saying you had to follow a system. And I remember the first time I had heard this terminology. See, coming out of corporate America, coming from business, I was a software guy. I thought about software when anybody said I needed to follow a system. I first asked, will you show it to me? Show me the software. He was like, it's not software. It's just a way of doing something. That's what a system is. My mind was on, listen, take me into the ClickFunnels, take me into the Microsoft Excel, take me into the QuickBooks, the Zero accounting, like take me into the system, the software. When, man, I can't remember who talked about it in a way that, listen, you have these soft systems. Yes, it was Michael Gerber in the book, The E-Myth. And so he talked about systems. What he talked about is these soft systems. Soft systems are like, it's just the way you do something. It's like, hey, if we're going to have a meeting, then we have a structure around that. And this is how we produce the results of the meeting. They talked about, I think I heard how when Jeff Bezos was running Amazon, you couldn't just call a meeting. When you called a meeting, you had to prove that this meeting was necessary. And then you only followed what was in the outline of the meeting. So if you did not have a really good reason to get people into meeting, they wasn't having no meetings, right? Because they know meetings are a waste of time, but we only want to produce something. So this is what we're going to produce by having the meeting, and then it gets produced. So as I was thinking about this and thinking about, one of the systems that really helped me to catapult my life to really moving towards who I've been created to be. Now, here's the thing. I've been created for wealth. I've been created for riches. I've been created to teach and to train and to educate, to coach, to mentor. I've been created for a lot of things. But it all funnels in. It all funnels in through you. It funnels in through a person. So one of the systems that I talk about in the book is the morning system. The morning system. I'm literally in the morning, and the morning is, thank you. Like if you're praying, like if you're gonna pray, then you can have a simple one. Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's a simple prayer because at the end of the day, you didn't have to wake up. So it's thank you. And then the next one is the question: what are we doing today? What is it that you would like for me to do today? And then you listen, right? And so you do that. And then I go out, I hit the gym, I come back, I'm inspired and I release inspiration. That was the system that I created. How did I create that system? I created that system because I read a book. Go figure. I read a book. Which book? The Miracle Morning. The Miracle Morning. And I read that. I think I listened to The Miracle Morning, and then I got the physical book of The Miracle Morning for network marketers because I was doing network marketing at the time. And I says, man, I'm going to use what he's doing, but I'm going to use it for me. See, when you have a system for doing something, that means you have a way to get a result. You want to have the best body of your life, you need a system. You want to have more money in your bank account, you need a system. You want to grow your business, you need a system, right? You want to be able to hire and train and get the right people, you need a system behind it, right? You want to have a great marriage, you need a system. You want to be able to raise your kids a certain way, you need a system, right? You want your church to operate in a certain way, the church is going to need a system. How many systems does a person need? If we knew how many systems and programs that our bodies are running on, we would be dumbfounded. There's probably millions of systems going on because the way that our body works, there's things happening that we can't see. We can't see anything on the inside of our body. So especially, we don't know what happens. Like when we put food in the mouth, we don't actually know how the body breaks that down. But there's a system that when we eat, the body goes into action to break down the food because the body's looking for what can we use? What can we use? And then what can we discard? And it pulls out whatever it can use. It breaks down whatever it can break down. That's why when we eat bad food, a lot of times a lot of bad food gets stuck in our body and it never comes out. Imagine that. But our body does its best as can to push everything out. And then it finally comes out. Yeah, that stinks, doesn't it? So there's a system there's a system to chew the food up. God gave us a mouth and a tongue. God gave us teeth. God gave us lips, and God like there's so much when we think about systems. So the expectation of what we desire. Okay, so I'm going to jump into business, right? Because I think there's some of you that like to go into business, you're in business, and you may be at this point where you're like, man, something has to give. It's June of 2024. Literally half the year will be over in a matter of 10 days. Half a year, done. What system did I use? Like, I got to ask myself, what system did I use to produce the result that I was looking for? And I am so happy and grateful that I personally can listen to my own coaching and say, wow, I wasn't as intentional with all of the results that I was looking for. This is one of the biggest strategies that a person can have when it comes to producing anything, and it's the word intention. Intention. What am I going to do? What will I do? If my intention was to have a certain kind of business, making a certain kind of money, doing a certain type of thing, then it has to be a system to produce all of the results that has to happen. My friend David Harris, who narrated the book Living Life on the Next Level, he's also a world-class coach, right? And so he's working with me on some things that I'm not as gifted at, which is structure. He's designing a structured program for this book, because this book originally was a coaching program. This book, I created the book based on the fact that, hey, this is going to be a coaching program. But here's the thing. I personally didn't know how to implement it. And so God was just like, don't worry about it. I got something for that. The next thing you know, I write the book. The next thing you know, I just so happen to get David, who's an author and a publisher, to publish the book for me. And then just so happened, he published the book. So it's not like he didn't read the book. He had already read the book. But it wasn't until just now when he's doing the audio program that he says, oh my goodness, and starts creating a little program for me. Here's how he was able to create a program. He was able to create a program because he saw the system already in the book. He says, bro, the book already has the system in it. And he's so good at what he does that he could then apply his gift to what I've already done and create something even more magical. Man, see, a system can produce more systems. Oh, I don't know if you heard that one, but a system can create more systems. The book is a system, right? And the book being a system now is producing another system that's going to produce an actual result and change for people who are looking to discover personal leadership. You know, it's interesting because when I outlined the coaching program, that is the book. Originally, I was like, I'm doing this to coach accountants. It was a program to coach accountants. That's what it was. And I was just like, yeah, that's limiting. He's just like, yeah, no, that's not what it is, because that's not what you're going to be doing. And then I'm just thinking, I'm pushing. I literally got a client. It's crazy because I started marketing. I got a client that I was going to use it on. And she paid me. You know, 2 days later, she says, no, you know what? I think I want to do something different. She canceled. I was like, what? Look, we hadn't even started. One, because as God is revealing to me, he says, you was going into this and that wasn't it. It wasn't time. But see, God protects you. God will protect you from yourself. How will God protect you from yourself? See, God will protect you from yourself a lot of times, especially when you're already connected to God. When you're in relationship with God and you're walking with God and you're doing things that God is asking you to do, we still make mistakes. Like, I'm walking with God and I'm making mistakes. Literally, I'm working this program and I'm making mistakes. He says, oh, man, no, not now. And once she canceled, he was just like, not now. And I just let it go. I says, all right. It's crazy because I have the outline. I wrote the outline on paper, and I have the paper. It's in one of my boxes in another room that I need to get laminated. I've been trying to get. I'm gonna get it laminated. So I have this paper with this program on it, and I had it for almost 3 years before he finally said, okay, now write a book on it. And that book is a system. And now that book is creating another system. I suspect that that system will create maybe a few more systems, because there'll be bigger systems, smaller systems, medium systems that come from that particular framework. So when you look at a system that you have, don't look at it just singularly. Look at the system as a multiplier. See, God says this in the Word of God. Well, this is what it says in the Word of God. God didn't say it, but I'm sorry, Jesus did say it. So God did say it. And he talked about the law of sowing and reaping, planting, and the law of the seed, and how, when a seed falls on good soil, when your system finally get into the right process, what does it say? It says it can produce 30-fold, 60-fold, or even 100-fold. Didn't even say double. It says 30-fold, 3 times more, 6 times more, 30 times more, 60 times more, 100 times more. What? One seed, one system can produce more systems. Where's the evidence of this? Okay, let's look. We're not going to look outside. I think we already was talking about some internal things. So let's look at the inside. Let's look at the internal processes. If you were to do research on Google or whatever to find out how many systems run the body, I don't know the number, but I would suffice to say that it's hundreds. There's hundreds of systems, thousands maybe. They could be even more than that. Systems running the body. Now, here's the thing. When you look at your body, I can move my hand, but I don't know how my hand moves. How many things have to work for my hand and fingers to move? I don't even know. How many things have to work for my eyes to be able to see clearly? I don't know. How many things have to work for just the ability to walk straight? Not just walk, but the ability to walk down a straight line. I don't know. How many things have to work, for my ability, to get in a car and drive it? I don't know. How many things have to work to be able to, like, if I went in the kitchen, I was thinking about making a certain dish. How many things have to work for that to happen? How many things have to work for me to go running or for me to go to the weight room? How many things have to work for me to have a conversation with someone? How many things have to work for me to come on and do this podcast and actually talk through an idea that's being produced while I'm producing it? How many things have to work when you make a decision about something? I don't know. How many things have to work for you to change your whole life? I don't know. But I suffice to say, many things have to be working in tandem for those things to happen. But when we really put this thing into perspective, right? We put it all into perspective and we say, wow, so what can I expect when I create one good system, just one good one? That can just be one good morning routine where you have a routine, where you have habits that will produce optimal health. What can I expect? One, I can expect exactly what I said the system would produce. That's the first thing you get. What will the system actually produce? Optimal health. So that's on the front. Like I said, systems create more systems. One system can create multiple types of results. So now that I'm in optimal health, what else can I get healthy because of that one system? So is it important to have a system? Absolutely. Is it important to know what to expect from the system? That's paramount. So if it's important to have a system and it's important to have a result and know what the result is going to be, then the question I have for you is, why haven't you created that system? One system, create one system, just one. Find one area of your life that you can create one system, routine of habits that will produce a result. So you say, this is the result I'd like to produce. And then once you know what the result is, then you create the system. And the system is literally just the series of actions that you have to do. There's a scripture that is coming to memory here that talks about this process. It says, keep the book of the law in your mouth, which is, look, your mouth is a gateway to your success, meaning your mouth, what your mouth is saying will produce your success. Keep the book of your law in your mouth, which is in Joshua 1:8. Meditate on it day and night. So look, I'm saying it. I'm having optimal health. I'm thinking it. I'm having optimal health. And it says in the last part, be so careful to do what it says, which means that once I say it and I think it, then I have to do it. And you will make your way prosperous and have good success. So they could have said, look, you will have good success and be prosperous. That's the result. When you do the actions, when you think about said actions that you're doing, the right ones, and when you talk about said actions, that's the system. I got that from the Bible. And because the Bible is a place where you can literally devise a life plan, take that piece today. Use Joshua 1:8. Use what I'm saying today about creating one system for your life that produces a result, and see how that one system can change your life. All right, guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Be sure to go grab a copy of these books, Living Life on the Next Level and Beyond Tax Strategy. Next Level Faith is also another book that you want to grab, and you can grab those on Amazon. And I look forward to seeing you back here on the next program, guys. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.